The urinary system. The urinary system is for you, grade 9. Please make sure you have your book, you have your copybook, take notes, and stop and repeat at any point to understand better. The urinary system is one of the systems responsible for getting rid of the wastes in your body. Many organs we already mentioned get rid of the wastes from your body. On top of them, we mentioned the skin. The skin gets rid of the waste through the sweat, through which it gets rid of a large amount of salts and some of the water that's not needed inside your body. Another system is the colon that present in the digestive system. It gets rid of the solid waste that are formed after the digestion of your food. The respiratory system gets rid of carbon dioxide and water vapor. And finally, we have the urinary system, which gets rid of some of the salts, it gets rid of the ammonia, and it gets rid of the excess water inside your body. Urinary system is very important to keep the homeostasis inside your body. As we said before, homeostasis means keeping the internal conditions of your body constant at all times. So for example, if you had too much water to drink today, how are you going to get rid of this water and keep the internal conditions of your body constant? It is going to be through your urinary system. As we said, it is a system. So it is formed of the two kidneys, this tube that connects the kidneys to this bag. This tube is called the ureter. We have two of them, one from each kidney, and then this bag that collects the urine, which is called the urinary bladder, and finally the small tube that takes the urine to the outside, which is called the urethra. The kidneys are a pair of organs that constantly clean the blood. Your kidneys filter almost 2,000 liters of blood each day. As you know, your body holds around 5.6 liters of blood. So your blood cycles through your kidneys about 350 times per day. Inside the kidneys, we have more than 1 million nephrons. Nephrons, as we can think of them, they are the cells that form the kidney. You know, when we talked about the skin and we talked about the cells or the epithelium that forms the skin. When we talked about the nervous system, we said that the cells in the nervous system are called neurons. The nephrons are the units that make the function of the kidneys possible. We're going to look at them soon. As we can see here, each of the kidney has an artery going into it. It has a vein draining the blood from it. A large artery is going to bring the blood into each of the kidneys. Tiny blood vessels are going to branch off the artery and pass through part of each nephron. Remember, the nephrons are the units that form the kidney. Water and other small substances like glucose, salts, amino acids, and urea are going to be forced out of the blood vessels and into the nephrons. So again, we have the artery that connects the blood. It's going to take some of the blood into your kidneys. All of your blood has to pass through the kidneys to be filtered all day long. It has to be filtered more than 350 times per day to make sure there are no waste circulating around your body. So what are the small substances that are going to get into the nephrons? We have the glucose, salts, some of the amino acids, and urea. They are going to go into the nephrons. As these substances flow through the nephrons, the water and some of the nutrients are moved back into the blood vessels. Okay, and then a concentrated mixture of the waste material is left behind in the nephron. Let's look here. Look here. Here is an artery that is connecting the blood into the nephron. And then here is the vein that's taking the blood away from the nephron. These nephrons, they are the units that are going to filter your blood. They are going to take your blood and then filter it, and then you are going to get the things that your blood still needs back through the vein. But the things that your blood doesn't need are going to be collected here. So the cleaned blood, which has highly less water and less waste material, is going through the vein to back into your body. And then the yellow fluid that remains in the nephron, which is the urine, it is going to leave each of the kidneys through a tube which is called the ureter. This ureter is going to collect the urine into the urinary bladder, and then urinary bladder is going to allow you to take this urine out through the urethra. Here again, so artery is going to get the blood into the kidney. The blood is going to get into the kidney. It is going to be filtered, and then the remains are going to be collected back to your body. What you do not need is going to go out. So what you need is going to go back to your body. What you don't need is going to leave your body and go out and back into into the outside. Again, here is the artery getting the blood into your kidney. The blood is going to circulate around the kidney to be filtered. What you need is going to be remaining inside the kidney, and it's going to return into your body through the vein. What you don't need, which is usually a clear yellowish fluid, is going to be collected here at the beginning of the ureter and then carried by the ureter to the outside through the urethra. It is going to be collected first within the urinary bladder. Okay, so you drink water every day and you lose water every day, whether it's in sweat or urine. As much as you get in, you need to get out, while at the same time your body keeps its internal conditions constant. When you are too warm, you're going to need a lot of water, and you're going to lose a lot of water in the form of sweat. The evaporation of water from your skin is going to cool you down. This is why usually you drink less during summer. You go to you produce less urine during summer days. You drink more, and despite the fact that you drink more, you still produce less urine. Why do you produce less urine during summer? You produce less urine during summer because in summer you lose more water through the sweat than you lose through the kidneys. Okay, so, and in all of the cases you need to keep the internal conditions of your body constant. What is the antidiuretic hormone? When you get really thirsty, other parts of your body, they react to water shortage. There is a hormone called antidiuretic. Anti means against. Diuretic means against the production of urine. The antidiuretic hormone is released. So this happens when you are really thirsty and you haven't had water in such a long time. The antidiuretic hormone is going to send a signal to the kidney to keep the water from the nephrons and prevent it from leaving the body. The nephrons return the water to the bloodstream. Thus the kidneys, they are going to make less urine. So when your blood has too much water, small amounts of antidiuretic hormones are released. So the kidneys are allowed to move the water to the outside of the body. So all the time, the control of the amount of water leaving your body is going to be under the effect of the antidiuretic hormone. More antidiuretic hormone is secreted when you are not having enough water, because in this case your kidney is not allowed to leave your body. It is going to keep the water on the inside. You go to the toilet less, you produce less urine in order to protect the internal conditions of your body and keep the amount of water inside your body as constant as possible. In case you had too much water to drink, it is another story. In case you have too much water to drink, in this case, the antidiuretic hormone that are produced the antidiuretic hormone levels that are produced are less, and in this case you are going to be able to produce more urine. So less water means more antidiuretic hormone, means less urine produced. More water means less antidiuretic hormone, means more urine produced. What are the diuretics? The diuretics, some beverages like caffeine, we call them diuretic. It means that they stimulate the kidney to produce more urine, and they decrease the amount of water in the blood. When you drink one of the beverages that contain water and caffeine, the caffeine is going to increase the fluid loss. Okay, so your body is going to, so your body gets to use less of the water from the caffeinated beverage than from the glass of water. Again, if you drink water plus caffeine, as coffee for example, or some of the fizzy drinks that you drink, they contain caffeine, your body is going to use less of the water from the caffeinated beverage than from a glass of water. The moral of the story is, when you're thirsty, drink water, drink less beverages than water. You need more water than any other beverage, because whatever beverage you take, especially the caffeinated beverages, most of the dark fizzy drinks that you have, they contain caffeine. The tea, the coffee, all of these things, they are going to give less water to your body than the regular cup of water. What are the urinary system problems? The major urinary system problem is the bacterial infections. The bacterial infections, bacteria can get into the bladder and the ureter through the urethra. So they are going to come. Let's look here. How is bacterial infection going to reach your body? They are going to come from the outside. In case you are going to a not very clean toilet, or you are not having a proper hygiene, you can get bacterial infection that bacteria are going to enter your body through the urethra, and then they ascend through the urinary bladder, through the ureters, and sometimes they can reach the kidneys. In case they reach the kidneys, they can cause permanent damage to the nephrons. What do we call these? We call these bacterial infections. The renal stones, sometimes the salts and the other waste, they collect inside the kidneys instead of being released to the outside. This happens when you're not drinking enough water. So your body keeps the salts on the inside, and they are not really dissolved because you don't drink enough water. In this case, they cause renal stones. Renal stones, they need to be removed. Sometimes they give the patient a medication that dissolves this renal stone, and the number one advice from the doctor to the patient in case of renal stone is always, please drink more water. If there is a damage to the nephrons that prevents the normal kidney functioning, leading to what we call a kidney failure, the kidney failure will lead the patient to need a kidney machine, which means that his kidneys are not functioning properly, and we need a machine to clean up his blood, and then subsequently he might need a renal transplant. This is a cover-up for your urinary system. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to revise with you the digestive system and the urinary system and do a wrap-up through your book, and then we're going to revise the respiratory system.